check. So anyway, that tomato has one loop around it of copper wire. This one has 3 loops. Yeah. Actually, it's like 2 loops. And then there's a piece that goes over there by the thyme. And then it runs past this tomato. And then this tomato down here does not have the copper, and it looks hateful. The ones on the other side, I'm going to go to the other side so you can see it better. They're terrible. They're all in the same soil. They're getting the same water. They're getting the same treatment. Oh, we've got bees. Come here, Sherry.
Come on.
What is this?
No. Aunt, come here.
What is going on here? Why are there bees down here on the ground? Look at all those bees down there. What are they doing?
They are... I'm not sure.
I'm not either. There's a bunch of bees down there. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't have any kind of spray or anything over here. Just eggshells.
They're moving.
Yeah, they're alive. They're just buzzing around.
Did you put sugar?
No.
Annie, really? You're not gonna do
eggshells. That's eggshells that I put down around all the tomatoes. But anyway, these tomatoes aren't doing good at all compared to those over there that are thriving with the copper wire around them.
Well, they're enjoying something that you...
Okay, this is day 1 of catnip seeds with electroculture going on. She has the rod with the copper wire running down into the dirt, into the soil. And she seeded the catnip. Jeez. Long day. She seeded the catnip in here and in several locations. So we'll see how that does. We'll keep an eye on it. See how they do. These are some butternut squash that Sherry planted right along the chicken yard. We got chickens. Yeah. And a few signs. And she's keeping an eye on the ground temperature with this thermometer. There it is. Almost. But, yeah. We're measuring all kinds of stuff. Electricity, temperature, water, you name it. pH, yep. Sunlight, everything. We're taking notes this year.
You could have said this. I have the copper wire attached to the thermometer. It goes in the ground here, around these, in the ground there, around those. That's the difference.
Oh.
They were all the same size when I started.
Okay, so there is a difference, and she is doing the electroculture with the butternuts. I didn't realize that. I didn't even see the wire until she pointed it out to me.
This one's doing... Notice the difference. This one,
Yeah.
This one here is small like this. This one's getting bigger like that.
Yeah, because it's next to it. It's close enough. It's getting overflow. Okay.
Yeah.
And here we are planting sweet potatoes in totes. And you'll see the copper wire. My daughter has rigged this one up, and it goes counterclockwise down and then into the ground. And then we have another tote exactly like it with the same soil and 2 sweet potato plants that she just planted. And they look about the same. They're about the same size. That one has 4 leaves. That one has, what, 3? This one has 3 leaves, and this one has 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the copper has got one extra in there. But we'll see how they do. She's got her mints planted in her wooden boxes. These are thornless blackberries. And they just kind of go everywhere. This all needs to be weeded back in here. And some more over here. And some more down here. And some more coming up right here. This is a wisteria that hasn't bloomed yet because I haven't shocked it. I need to prune it, give it a good shock. There's another wisteria there on a post. And there's another type of wisteria over here. I'm not sure if it's different or not. This is a Jonathan apple. And back in here is the area that needs weeded the most. This is where the mushrooms grow. And it is being taken over by weeds. But thankfully I have some more spores to put out. They're oak logs and ash logs that are rotting away. Some pin oak. It's just kind of a mess right there. Some pretty blooms. Some honeysuckle. And more ostrich ferns. These are lilies, the edible kind. Ostrich ferns, or fiddle leaf ferns. This is a cranberry bush, and it is probably 12 feet high, maybe taller than that, maybe 15 feet. It has pretty little flowers. Coral bells. The asparagus is coming up. This is the strawberry patch that we've kind of let it go. It's got mint in here that's not supposed to be here, and lots of jewelweed coming up in here. The jewelweed is really bad, and henbit. This is henbit. They all have their purposes. It's just not in the strawberries. That's some wild onions that I have growing there. They've been there longer than the strawberries. And there's some garlic along the edges here that's probably 4 years old. And these came up, and they are cattails. So a bird evidently dropped 1, 2, 3, 4 or more seeds right in here. Got cattails growing in my strawberries. And then I have Egyptian walking onions that are completely weeded over there. They used to be over here, and they've walked their way over. Oh no, that's garlic. They walked their way over somewhere. Oh, here they are. Down here, we got to weed this. This is them. And as you can see, it's going to walk again. Maybe I can get it to go back from whence it came. We can hope. That's on the agenda to do, is weeding the strawberries out. This is a potato bed here, and next to it is the other potato bed right here. And I've got more hay to put in, or more straw to put into it. Mouse ear hostas. And back there is variegated and green kalanchoe. Catnip. That's the old catnip. The cats found it and laid on it and smashed it. So she put it up on a stump with a rug on it. This is a new bed that Sherry's getting together. Along the house, we had some lamb's ear come up. Pretty nice. Big velvety leaves. And that is wild lettuce. These are the blueberries. And as you can see, they have quite a few blueberries on them. The blueberries on this one are getting eaten by the birds before they even get ripe. We need to complete this netting. There's some netting right up here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but we need to put side curtains on it. I had them covered last year, and we did really good. This year, we're lazy. We put it up higher, and we got to put side curtains on it. And I've got the clamps and everything to attach them with. Just haven't gotten that far. Peonies are puffing up, getting bigger. Cabbage is under cover, and there's a couple tomato plants down here, and some cucumbers back there that will climb over. And in those buckets back there are more cucumbers, but they're seeds. And in this part of the garden are the chives, garlic, some onions, and I planted some things in there that'll be coming up shortly. This is lettuce. Over here we have a couple of grapes growing up this arch that goes up and over to the other side where there's grapes also. We're just getting started. It's still early. I planted some more sweet williams down in here, and there's just a jumble of spires and flowers and things in here. It's the heart-shaped wire. Over here I have some seeds, flower seeds in between the tomato plants, and just got those in yesterday or day before. And another one down here, and flower seeds along here. And that area is back by this fence that keeps the deer out of the garden. And hi, Annie. Look at you. That's my son's 14-year-old dog. She lives with me now. These are moonflowers. They'll climb up this fencing here. And they'll have big, huge white flowers that just smell divine in the evening. This is another thornless blackberry. I think this one's a 2-year, maybe 3. I'm not sure. We didn't realize it was back here when we found it. We started taking care of it. So that's a tomato plant. And there's some little tiny ones down there that I set out probably too soon. And they're down in here. This will be celery in this bed, along with some onions that are left over from last year. Got a couple of tomato plants here. And we had some volunteer beans come up. These are the burgundy beans, the purple beans. They're not noodle beans, they're just the dark purple beans. And they're volunteers that came up. So I'll plant some more along here. They seem to like it here. This is the row that I planted the cucumbers on. They're seeds, so they're not up yet. And that's all there is down through here. This is the columbine, and it's doing really pretty, really nice. Pretty color, purple and white. These are thornless blackberries. These are the ones in the front, and we have more in the back, and more on the side. These are alums that are blooming, and there's some even bigger ones back here just now starting to bloom, and a white one right there. They're so nice. Big balls. And the 4-leaf clover, dead center. See it? There's lots of them. Lots and lots of them. Aren't there, Annie? Yeah. Such a good girl. There's another one back in there. It's a 4-leaf. Right there. See it? There are lots of them. There's another one right there. They're just everywhere. And when we don't feel like gardening and just want to get away from it all, we can go back in the woods. This is our land back through here. Go beyond those trees that fell, and there's an opening back there beyond the honeysuckle, and a couple chairs, and we can sit and relax. My neighbor Carl said that the guy that used to live here used to go back there to smoke his pot. We don't indulge, but I guess it would be a good place, because in the middle of a mile-long stretch. But we have a brush pile there that we've been piling some of the tree debris on. So when we took down trees, man, did we have a lot of debris. And the bells keep the deer from messing around if they touch the fence. And the little whirligigs. Deer don't like things like that. These grapes are doing good. They'll be having grapes before too long. You can see them right there. Little teensy tiny grapes forming clusters. And there's grapes over there on the other side as well. So we've got 3 areas where we have grapes. And there's wild grapes back in there.